Alrighty then, it's time for a Jarvan game. Let's get this show on the road. And yes, the title alone is kind of interesting, right? And then you realize what I mean by that. My team comp versus their scary ass team comp. I just want you to see that their team is extremely dangerous late game. They're just well rounded. Initiation, AP damage, individually very powerful. And my team comp is very cracked. We have strong initiation, but we're kind of jumbled around as to what we want to do. And right now, a very scary situation is happening where Jax is just bullying the Teemo. And that has me concerned because I cannot allow any lane to lose. Because if somebody gets out of control, they're going to just run away with this game, and my Teemo is getting destroyed. I go to check for the red buff to see if Hecarim is here, and since I know he's not there, he's not going to counter gank. And I know this Jax is super, super aggressive. And I just saw him burn his ability, so we go in immediately and we kill him. This is one of the more pivotal moments of the game because it allows Teemo to breathe. Then I catch Hecarim at his red, and I go in. But unfortunately, I don't get the kill or the smite. So it's like, I do get to steal the Krugs right now, or at least one of the Krugs. Because I think they realized it when I used the plant to reveal some ward. Or there was no ward, really. When I used it to reveal something, they saw it, so they knew I was near the Krugs. So I go in and steal it. So it still does put Hecarim behind a little bit, but not too much, considering I have to go home too, so it's a minor advantage. Still, though, it is big because now Teemo gets to bully the Jax. But at the same time, though, you can see that my bottom lane is getting bullied by the Nami and the Vayne, at least being pushed back and forcing the Xayah to have to retreat, or at least put herself in a very, very dangerous position. My mid lane is trading very unevenly. Like, he's going in, but he's just getting cooked by the Annie. So I'm extremely nervous this game. Like I said, I cannot let any lane run away with the game. Because if Annie gets big, then my team just sort of gets destroyed. Here, Hecarim goes into gank to the Nocturne, but I jump in on the Annie immediately, forcing them to retreat. Annie flashes away to safety, but Hecarim is caught and killed. That, again, is extremely important because the Annie was going to go in and try to torch the Nocturne. And, again, I cannot let any of them run away. If Hecarim gets big, he can just absolutely gank everybody to Kingdom Come. I go into the bottom lane, sneaking through using all the plants. EQ and misses because of the flash. We go in anyways. And thankfully, the Nocturne has his ultimate, so he goes in. He can't get the Vayne, but instead he turns on the Nami, and we are able to kill her. So not all is lost. Leona goes ham on the Vayne, but she survives it. So I smite her, deal some damage. She's just so low. And Xayah tries by throwing some feathers at her end. Fortunately, the Vayne is stupid enough to get in the way and gets killed. So we have killed a lot of the enemy team already. I mean, I got killed by the Annie, unfortunately, but still, it's pretty damn good. And here I gotta give props to the Leona. If you were watching the stream, I was like, please, Leona, just throw your life away to save the Xayah. Like, again, this whole game is just, we cannot let the enemy team get any kills. Thankfully, the Teemo here just is able to skirt away thanks to the fact that he had heal and flash. And also because the Hecarim ain't doing it right. Also, I gotta point out the Hecarim taking Ghost is extremely bad. Like, it's one of the worst decisions he could have made. Not only do I exist who can wall him in if he hasn't used his ultimate, I mean, he's already used his ultimate, but there's also a Xayah who can just stop, jump away from him when he's coming into a mad dash and reposition herself in a way that he can't really get to her. Leona, who would just slam him in the face if he tries running through us. And a Teemo, whose mushrooms he might accidentally hit, causing him to just stop. It's just we have so much power to destroy him, so it's just kind of Anyways, Leona initiates. I go in with my EQ. I focus on the Nami because I knew that my Xayah and the Leona were going to destroy the Vayne, so we get an easy 2 kills here. And then the Hecarim comes in, but once again, he really doesn't. Like I said, the Leona, the second Hecarim tries to cross the Leona, she's going to stun him in the face, and we're going to easily kill him. Hecarim should have used Flash, and he needs to be more selective or at least smarter with his ultimate because he's just not going to do much. Hecarim is like the unabashedly weakest player on the enemy team, or the weakest champion, because I don't know about him as a player. Anyways, you can see the lanes have been so secured now. The enemy team's late game has been stalled, and that is extremely important. But the fact that they're super late game means that if we make mistakes, they can just bounce back right in. So we're all super on the ball here. We know we cannot let them have any breathing room. So we're constantly applying pressure, keeping them at bay. We have some great ward coverage, and in any situation that happens, we're at least trying to be, active about it. But unfortunately, we are letting them get a few kills every now and then. So, and worst off, they're all on Annie, which is a good and a kind of bad thing because Annie with some if she gets big, she can hold. She might be able to just absolutely annihilate my team's health. Maybe not kill us all in one blow, but then the follow up from Hecarim and the Jax would probably be enough to finish us off. But look at that, 7 kills on her, meaning as long as we can somehow kill her or disable her or dodge her ultimate, the enemy team has nothing in the mid game. And right now, my team's kill spread is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that spread. Everybody on my team, every relevant character has several kills, has good enough CS. Like, we'll be able to stomp them. I'm building Black Cleaver first just so I can be able to chunk somebody. I expect to fully die, probably being burned alive by the Annie. But, if I set up a really good situation or a good follow from the Leona, that was a terrible EQ, we'll probably win these fights. Also, again, Hecarim has no chance. I feel bad for him because he picked Hecarim third. Well, he picked it into a Teemo, and I'm like, that you probably shouldn't have done that. Teemo was the first pick too. Either way, Jax here is just caught. We know he had no chance to surprise anybody, and he knows he's trapped. He's gonna try to bounce through the wall, but nah, just hit a plant, and he dies anyways. And I was trying to get him back into the Herald, so. Either way, this is kind of lame because I don't have Smite. Hecarim goes in and steals it, and then promptly dies. I don't know how worthwhile of a trade that was because while Herald is a good thing to have, he did burn his ultimate, which does have a long cooldown at that rank that he has it. And, he did die for it, so My teammates do get a kill against the Annie, who's a very high value target, but the Xayah promptly gets killed. Teemo is chased by the Hecarim, who ends up eating a Leona ultimate. I EQ behind, get the Vayne. She does a lot of damage, and I almost drop because of all the CC, but then I poke her in the butt, and I survived thanks to one of the summoner spells I took. I don't know, summoner spells. So runes, masteries, I forget. They haven't been masteries for a long time. So I haven't been forgetting about it. But we survived mostly and turned that around. Again, they're starting to breathe a little. They're catching their breath, but still not enough. They're still drowning. We're not letting them breathe completely. And again, this team comp is really bad. And their team comp is technically really strong, but again, they're not that good early game. So we're working really hard, and we're working together, surprisingly, in solo queue to make sure they cannot get to that point where they will crush us. It's like the stars aligned here after having this really bad team comp where, everyone is doing their part. I managed to maintain the lane superiority, or let's keep the lanes alive in the beginning for my teammates to, flourish and crush their respective opponents. Here we go in, kill the Hecarim, Vayne kills the Xayah. I almost drop, but thankfully Teemo arrives just in time to shoot her in the face and finish her off. And then we give Nami a chase, and she's just kind of sad because she's got no chance of hell in surviving. But yeah, we're coming close to dying, but everybody seems to be paying attention to the map, which is thankfully happening, because if you guys were watching my stream, or those who were watching my stream saw that some of the games I was playing, the map awareness is super, super bad still in this game. It's surprising. However, though, you saw Teemo die there because of some weird positioning, and Xayah dropped too. Herald comes in to do quite a bit of damage on the turret. However, the enemy team is very low health, and Nocturne's initiation followed by my initiation just destroying the Annie and trapping the Nami. I almost die again by the Vayne, but thankfully Leona comes in with the ultimate, and then, Nocturne just tears her to shreds, the Vayne I mean. So yeah, it's like the incredible amount of power this team now has because we've been working together. We have such a disgusting lead in mid game. The enemy team just has nothing. They have the late game, but they're being denied it, so it doesn't matter anymore. Their better team comp is just basically being reduced to nothing, and it's just so glorious. Like, again, if you were watching the stream, I was panicking throughout most of this game until we got to this point where we're so solid as a team, working together, working united, and having this gross advantage, that it was like a work of art, essentially, for solo queue, I mean. At least to the extent that solo queue can get to. Anyways, we're trying to siege down bottom. The enemy team is going to do this awkward thing where they want to flank through the side, but it's not actually that good because we have they don't know we have Timo mushrooms. They know we have a lot of engage, so if one of them slips up a little bit, we'll destroy them. And that again unfortunately happens to be their Hecarim, who wants to get a really desperate flank against us. I just stab at him, he tries to run away, but again, all he has is Ghost, so it's like it's not gonna happen. They get split up and I see Annie exposed just by herself. I trap her and she easily gets picked off. So we lose nobody there. You do burn a lot, but again, 3 versus 5, they have no chance. None of them have any power to engage anymore without the Hecarim or the Annie, so they're sort of forced in a weird little defense. Even if they do jump in, the amount of weird soft CC we have is disgusting. So yeah, once Nocturne gets the dragon, we'd be able to do some kind of shenanigans here. Bane got too close, got CC'd and killed. Nocturne goes in, snipes the Jax. He didn't even have to use his fear, so he's able to fear the Hecarim, and then we kill him. And I tried going in against the Nami. They burned their Summoner spells for that. And then we get this tower. My ultimate's about to be back up, and Annie's a little bit too close. So as soon as she doubles back, I EQ ultimate on her. She will torch me, but getting her down is way more important considering she's probably the biggest threat the enemy team has, which then promptly leads to us getting a Nexus turret. However, my teammates are really low health and, they get caught and they do a lot of damage killing the Hecarim, but then, cleanup crew happens here. They're going to kill the... They're gonna kill the Leona, and that's kind of just fortunate that it's not too much. Then the Jax extends a little way too much, gets CC down. He does kill the Xayah, but Timo and Nocturne show up just to finish him off. So 39-16. That is disgusting. And again, I have nothing bad to say about the enemy team's playing, because I don't think, I couldn't really see them in a different situation. It just happened to be that they're fighting against players who are really working together, or paying attention to the map, and we're really, really panicking early on in the game. Timo gets caught by the Annie. He almost drops. Thankfully, he doesn't. They sort of do this weird situation where some of them try to engage and the other ones disengage, so it ends up promptly leading them to not being fully able to take advantage of the situation they created. So Hecarim and Annie get killed, and once again it's their heavy initiators, they're they're kind of frontliners, and it just leads us to being able to sort of push against them and grind them down or kill whoever we get. And with that, the game is basically done. They have no real defense, and we are able to just completely bully them. Hecarim comes in, but it's a little too late at this point. Easily gets dropped once again. Jax gets dropped, and the Nexus is destroyed, or slowly destroyed. And yeah, that's a really, really wonderful victory, and I'm glad we had it, and it was really fun to play. Anyways, thank you for watching. So if you like this video, give it a like, and if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe as well. And if you haven't been getting my videos, hit that little bell on the top to give you some notifications of when I upload. Also, thanks to Club GG for sponsoring me and helping me out during this tough time. If you would like to join my club in Club GG, click the link in the description below and create an app for it for free. Use the app to take challenges in games of League and win app currency to buy skins for your favorite champions.